How long does it take to write a book? That's a question I'm often asked. Why? Because that's part of what I do. I share with people how to write, create and market informational products. This is the title of my latest book, How to Write a Business Book in 5 Days or Less. Now, that is one of the answers, but I've got a lot more answers I'm going to share with you today. My name is Peter Thomson. I'm the UK's most prolific information product creator. And over the last 27 years, I have written more stuff than you could shake a stick at. 870 plus TGI Mondays messages, some of them on video. 13 years running an audio newsletter with over 72 minutes of content created every single month for 156 months in a row. Books, audio programs, video programs, you name it. And I know how long it takes to do stuff. So let's get to it. So the question is, how long does it take to write a book? Let me tell you a story I heard years ago. I think it might have been Brian Tracy who told me this. It's a story about a man who phones his dentist. And he says to the dentist, I've got this terrible toothache, can I come and see you? And he said, well, actually, I can't. He said, I'm going away for the weekend. First thing, Monday morning, 8 o'clock, in the chair, I'll help you. Anyway, so he copes with paracetamol, ibuprofen, whatever it is he takes to cope with the weekend. And he gets there to the dentist chair, and he hates dentists, by the way. And he's sitting there in the dentist chair, 8 o'clock, Monday morning. Dentist has a look and says, it's a bad one. It's going to have to come out. And the guy says, oh, no. He said, yes, it's going to have to come out. He said, well, is it going to hurt much? And the dentist says, no, not very much. Don't worry about it. I'll numb your mouth up, whatever. He said, how much is it going to cost? And he said, I don't know, £50. He said, okay. And how long is it going to take? He said, well, about 2 minutes. And he said, £50 for 2 minutes? What? The dentist turns around and says, I can take as long as you like. And that's the answer, one of the answers, when it comes to writing a book. It can take as long as you like. I know people that I've spoken to who've been writing a book for 10 years. They'll probably never get it done. It's just one of those things they've started and never going to finish. I also know other people who've written a book in a short period of time. Let me tell you the shortest period that I know of. It's mine. It's this book. I wrote this book in 80 minutes. Now, it took me 30 years to find out how to do it in 80 minutes, but the actual writing bit was done in 80 minutes. And I'll tell you in a minute how I did that. I'll come back to that. Right. So, here's the things that you need to know in order to know the length of time you need to commit to write your book. This is the sensible part of this now. So the question is this. What do you want the book to do? Do you want the book to be a bestseller? Do you want the book to be a best reader? Do you want the maximum number of people to read your book, take the ideas away, put them into action, and get the promise that you made either in the title or in the marketing of the book? Which is it you want? What do you want the book to do? That will change how long the book is. Now, historically, particularly business books, and that's where I focus, not on fiction, on business books. Business books have been great big tomes of 1,000 pages or more, or they've been very small, or they've been 200 pages. I was looking at a book recently, it's the latest from a very well-known author. It was about 250 pages, great big fat thing. I actually read it because I'm fascinated by the subject there. However, it makes a difference what you want the book to do. Now, is it just a way for you to empty your mind onto paper so that you can capture the ideas and then you can take them away and make them into other informational products? That might be why that you're doing it. Here's something I learned from Dan Sullivan and Joe Polish. And thank you, Dan and Joe. And I interviewed Dan Sullivan. I'm not sure if he mentioned this actually in that interview, but I certainly heard it from him as well. He's the source of this. And he said this. He said, if you want high readership, about 80 pages is going to give you about 80 to 100% readership. As soon as you hit 100 pages, your readership drops dramatically to about 3%. And once you hit 200 pages, it can drop to 1%. Now, the tighter the niche of the book, the tighter the audience, the higher obviously will be the readership. So you can write a very long book that's very targeted and people read all of it because they're fascinated by that particular subject. But you know what I'm basically saying, don't you? So one of the ways, in the sense of how long will it take me, let me change the question. How quickly can I write a book? Is to go down Dan's idea, and he's producing a book every quarter now, Every quarter he's decided to do that, I think, for 25 years. So he's going to write 100 books, and he's well down the road of doing that. So congratulations to him. Here are the sort of numbers. Now I'm going to have to refer to my notes here to make sure I get these right for you. Let's say you're going to do an 80-page book, and you're going to write 250 words per page. Therefore, that's going to be 20,000 words, isn't it? 80-page book, 250 words, yeah, 20,000 words. However, this is just over 10,000 words. So, if we looked at 10,000 words, let's move it up a bit. Let's say 12,000 words at 200 words a page. So 12,000 words, 200 words a page, 60 pages. Then, if you write 25 words per minute, and funny enough, I was talking to a client of mine only this morning who lives in Europe, not thinking the UK is part of Europe, so he lives in mainland Europe, and we were talking about this very thing, and he timed himself, and he writes at 25 words per minute, which I think is a bit slow personally, because I know my speed's higher than that. So you've got 12,000 words at 25 words a minute, that's 4 minutes per 100, that's 120 times 4 is 480, it's going to take you about 8 hours. So it's going to take you a total of about 8 hours of writing, and you're probably not going to do it all in one fell swoop. You're not going to take 8 hours and just do it, but it's going to take about 8 hours. Now, let's say there's another 8 hours of thinking and prep, and let's say there's another 8 hours of editing and adding diagrams, action plans, pictures, quotes, all sorts of other stuff in order to make the book fascinating to read. You're probably talking 24 hours or a day to do it. Now, you're not going to do it in a day. You're going to spread it out over a period of time. But let's say you used 1 hour a day, you'd get it done in 24 days, in about a month. If you only did half an hour a day, you get it done in a couple of months. You see the numbers here. To write a length of book that people are going to read, far more chance of them taking the ideas away and using them, and for it to position you. And there's a money side here. Why would you write a book of, let's say, 210,000 words when you could write 21,000? Let's start that bit again. Will I edit this? Maybe not. If you were going to write a book of, say, 36,000 words, you might sell that for £10. But if you wrote 3 books of 12,000 words, you'd sell that for £10 each, which would be £30. It seems to make commercial sense. It makes sense that people would take the ideas away and use them. It seems to be a benefit to everybody. Your readers get better outcome and you get better money. Seems to make sense to me. Anyway, so that's a key thing for you there. So let me come back and tell you how I managed to do this. So I wrote this book in exactly 80 minutes. And when I wrote it, it was 14,000 words, about 14,500 words. And by the time it was edited, it was down to just over 10,000 words. And then we added some, based on Dan's ideas, some cartoons, some quotes pulled out, all sorts of bits and pieces and pictures to make it interesting to read. Because you don't just all black and white, do you? You want it full colour, so it just looks good as well on people's eyes. How did I do it? I spent a bit of time prepping. And I created a webinar, and I delivered the webinar, and I recorded it. And I took the recording, I had it transcribed. I didn't do it myself, I had it transcribed. It didn't cost me very much money. I think it cost me $80, about $1 a minute. So that wasn't expensive. I then had some editing done on it. I did a look through myself, but then I had some editing done on it. And then my PA, Rachel, put it all together, and off it went to the printers. My key thing was 30 years how to do it and 80 minutes doing it. Obviously, as you know, you don't get paid in life for what you do. You get paid in life for what you've done. That's where the money is. So I think you could take this idea away. And if you decided you want to write a book, if you're still waiting to write that book, you could write your book in a month easily in a month with just 1 hour a day. And that's 1 hour of prep, 1 hour of writing, including, that's all, the whole thing's in the hour, prep, writing, editing, putting other stuff together. There we go. So if you've got any comments or thoughts or want to add to this conversation, please put your comments down there. I will happily respond, and I look forward to seeing you on the next time. I also look forward to reading a copy of your book. See you soon. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Then click to watch the next video. Remember to visit our website at peterthomson.com and download your free copy of my latest book, How to Write Your Business Book in 5 days or less. Until next time, every success.